This is what happens when the narcissist thinks you will chase them, when they leave but you don't. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to another video on Narcissist and Karma channel. A big shout out to all my new subscribers and family members. I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you all for your ongoing support and for tuning in once again. Now let's get into today's discussion. The narcissist is seething because you're not chasing them. Yes, you heard that right. Even after moving on with a new supply and leaving you without closure, they're still upset that you're not running after them. Some of you might have had heated arguments right before they walked out the door, and now they have the audacity to be angry because you haven't gone after them. They might send cryptic, manipulative messages filled with lies just to see if they can get a reaction out of you. And if you try to respond, boom, you're blocked. That's just another trick to get you to chase them. But here's the twist. They completely underestimated you. They had no idea you were quietly observing, learning, and preparing for the moment you'd break free. Now that they've either walked away or pushed you to discard them, you've chosen peace over their chaos. And that, my friends, drives them up the wall. When you refuse to chase them, you deliver a direct hit to their fragile ego. That's the first thing. Secondly, their new supply is now in the hot seat, bearing the weight of the narcissist's frustration. Why? Because the narcissist is still expecting something from you, something you finally decided they don't deserve. Now that you recognize how toxic they truly are, you're not feeding into their manipulation, and it's making them spiral. If they weren't badmouthing you before, get ready, because they're about to start now. Your refusal to play their game is going to be the main topic of their conversations. They'll obsess over why you're not chasing them, coming up with every excuse in the book except for the truth that you've woken up to their manipulation. Expect them to spread lie after lie about you. They'll twist facts, fabricate drama, and do everything in their power to make you look like the villain. Why? Because toxic individuals like narcissists thrive on entitlement. They believe they deserve endless attention and control. But here's the kicker. They never learn from their mistakes. That's why they keep repeating the same destructive patterns with different people, running the same game over and over. You've already lived through that cycle, and now you're breaking it. You're flipping the script by refusing to play along. The narcissist is furious because you've removed yourself from their chessboard, leaving them scrambling to regain control. And here's the most powerful part. You're reclaiming what was always yours, your power. In the narcissist's world, losing control is simply not an option. Are you kidding? That's a direct challenge to their authority. They thrive on the belief that they dictate every aspect of the situation. Their fuel, their very sense of power, comes from controlling the story, pulling the strings, and keeping everyone in check. So when you decide not to chase them, it's more than just a choice. It's a disruption. It sends shockwaves through their carefully crafted reality. Suddenly, cracks start forming in their new relationship. Their interactions with others become strained. Their ego-driven kingdom begins to crumble. And how do they handle it? By lashing out. They become short-tempered at work, irritable at home, and unpredictable in their daily interactions. And at the root of all this, the fact that you reclaimed what was always yours, your power. But here's the key. Narcissists don't react this intensely to just anyone. Their strongest resentment is reserved for the ones who broke free, the ones they once controlled but can no longer manipulate. They put so much effort into tearing you down, making you believe they were superior. But the second you rise above their mind games and refuse to play along, they start losing their grip. And that, more than anything, is what infuriates them. For many of you, you're witnessing this unfold right now. That narcissist is out there fixated on you, constantly bringing you up, spreading lies, twisting the narrative, doing whatever they can to claw back some sense of control. But in reality, their anger is proof that you've already won. They're doing everything in their power to pull you back in, whether through direct tactics or behind-the-scenes manipulation. They send people to pry, hoping to stir your curiosity. You'll hear whispers like, "Did you see what they posted?" Or, "Have you heard the latest?" And let's not forget the flying monkeys, the ones who pretend to be concerned, but are really just fishing for information. But here's the truth. Your life is no longer their business. Whatever is happening now is between you, those who truly support you, and God. That's it. Don't entertain their questions. The moment you do, they'll run back and feed every detail to the narcissist. And why is the narcissist orchestrating all of this? Because they can't stand that you're no longer giving them attention. Not just any attention, your attention. That's what they crave more than anything, even more than their so-called news supply. Think about it. If they're this unsettled by your silence, it means you were their primary, top-tier source of validation. And now, they're left with lower-quality replacements, people who don't measure up to what you once provided. Here's what you need to understand. Narcissists are obsessed with control. They always want to sit at the top, calling the shots. But when you stand firm and refuse to play their game, you take that power away from them. And until they find a way to strike back, everyone in their orbit will suffer the consequences. They'll lash out at their new supply, friends, coworkers, anyone who's within reach. But their real mission? To weave a web of lies, manipulate their way back into your life, and convince you to return, just so they can punish you for ever walking away in the first place. Make it make sense. This is exactly how they operate. They're livid that you won't chase them, that you've reclaimed your power. And if you think they resented you before, just know, they despise you even more now. That's why you should never, under any circumstances, go back, especially now that you can see everything clearly. As for that new supply, they're bearing the brunt of the narcissist's frustration, because, deep down, that's not who the narcissist truly wanted. They only ended up with them because you forced their hand, and if you ever decided to return, be prepared to pay the price. Why? Because in their twisted reality, you are the reason they ended up with that person. It doesn't matter if they were already cheating or juggling multiple options. Somehow, they'll still place the blame on you. And when a narcissist feels cornered into a decision, they make sure someone suffers for it. From their perspective, you're the reason everything fell apart. In their mind, you ruined the relationship, and after all that, you still won't run after them. Oh, believe me, if they ever got the opportunity to lure you back, they would make sure you paid for every little thing they think you said or did. Whether it's real or completely fabricated, they'd use it all against you. But listen, stand firm in your power. Guard it. Don't you dare chase them. Don't even entertain the thought. Yes, they're furious, but let them stew in their own misery. Because that's just who they are, perpetually bitter, emotionally unstable, and mentally chaotic. You know how in some places, instead of saying crazy, they say mad. Well, that's exactly what they are. A mess, a functioning lunatic. Think about it. They mistreated you, disrespected you, and yet they're offended that you refuse to have anything to do with them. That alone tells you everything you need to know. You're dealing with someone completely irrational, someone who operates in pure delusion. Here's what I need you to understand about this power dynamic. As long as you hold onto your power, the narcissist has no control over you. They can't manipulate you. They can't play their mind games. But the second you give in and start chasing them, that's when you hand everything right back to them on a silver platter. And for what? Why would you surrender your power to someone who behaves like an entitled, tantrum-throwing child? They can't even manage their own life, let alone be trusted with any kind of authority over yours. So don't do it. Let them stay exactly where they are, whether they're lurking in the background, trying to bait you into reacting or jumping into another toxic cycle with someone new. None of it concerns you anymore. Protect your peace. Yes, they're furious that you won't chase them. And yes, they're taking out that frustration on their new supply. But that's not your battle to fight. So, stay strong. Take care of yourselves. Be gentle with yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video. wishing you healing, clarity, and peace.